The last part of my speech, I want to particularly call out this rise that we're seeing in terms of conspiracy theorists and anti-vaxxers and sovereign citizens and the purveyors of hate and misinformation who cultivate some of these things. I'm not jumping to a conclusion saying this is what happened here, but I am seeing it on the rise, and I know people in the police service, people in the who work as magistrates tell me that there is a rise of this sort of misinformation. And I particularly, while I'm here in Canberra, in this building, call out the politicians who harvest mistrust as part of their business model, who go on Sky After Dark and dog whistle or dog trumpet these conspiracy theories, and these shadowy conspiracy theory groups who are actually praising these killers of police officers and encouraging others to take up arms. We need to shine a light on that behaviour. Remember that Hitchens' razor, that what can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. So I urge the people that get in to start to go down these rabbit holes, instead go to your libraries. Don't do your own research. Have your information created by a professional, someone we call it a librarian. Look it up. Not by an algorithm that has clickbait outrage as a business model. I don't want the cookers and anti-vaxxers or sovereign citizens or conspiracy theorists. I know they're negative terms, but these are difficult times. I don't want them sentenced to jail or anything. I want them actually confined to their local libraries under the supervision of a good librarian who helps them find accurate information. Don't go down the rabbit hole, come out into the sunlight. It is where evil withers.
Brave and selfless act, he lost his life. And while the exact circumstances of Monday are still being worked out, what we know so far is extremely worrying and points to a growing trend of extremism. In the last couple of years, we've seen the terrible impacts of conspiracy theories laid bare. In Melbourne, paramedics have been attacked because of disinformation about vaccines. And we've seen rallies opposed to the pandemic response bring a noose to the front of Parliament. While the more visible parts of the pandemic health response are now winding down, we continue to see some people push division based on disinformation and conspiracy. And while we know so far this tragedy appears to be another example of how this harms our community. In coming to grips with this shocking event and the horrific loss of life, my thoughts are with the victims' family, their families and the communities. And I hope it serves as a wake-up call to those who would sow the seeds of conspiracy and division.
And national security agencies do their job. Once the picture does start to clarify, it is likely that radicalisation will form a part of it. Radicalisation is not new, but it is absolutely clear from events here and around the world that conspiracy theories, disinformation and misinformation, problems as old as time, are being turbocharged by technology into terrible acts of violence. They are presenting a new kind of threat to our national security. There will be deep and very important policy questions for us here as a parliament to think about how our country prevents and deals with acts of violent extremism.